Reeves kicks it across. Good wide open look. LaRavia knocks it down. Has not shot the ball well early.
If you're the Lakers, you just got to keep putting that pressure on Minnesota. If you're Minnesota, they haven't found a way to really break away from this game because Austin Reaves makes play after play every time he gets an opportunity.
Handles to this point, but this time he gets downhill, little elbow, and he creates that space. He wanted that shot the whole way.
LaRavia finds Ayton up top to Reeves. Reeves fakes. Reeves drives. Reeves scores and is fouled. Beautiful shot and a chance for a three-point play.
Again, he gets him up on the pump fake. Shannon's coming over. He's not there set. Reeves does a great job of getting to the contact and finishing through the contact. There wasn't a lot of contact, but Shannon Jr. was just in a tough.
Vanderbilt, by the way, has 12 rebounds. Oh, nice. What a pass, and then the finish, LaRavia using his height advantage.
It's passes when there's an advantage down there. Look at how far this ball travels. Great body control by LaRavia. Lakers come out of the locker room getting something done at the rim.
You expect a rotation player.
Randall deflected and stolen. LaRavia, the deflection. Here comes Reeves. Reeves alley-up, connect on the finish. And the 14th assist
by McDaniels, and an even softer pass by Julius Randle. The ball was floated in there. LaRavia had that denied.
Reeves, the crossover, splits the defense. LaRavia from the corner, hits another three. LaRavia now with 27 points. He's 5 of 6 from 3. High for Austin Reeves.
Watch how low he gets this ball right there on the split. And once he did that, his eyes were up.
No fouls to give from Minnesota. Into the hands of Reeves. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Reeves splits the defense. The floater in the paint. It's good! At the buzzer! Austin Reeves does it again! Wow! The officials will look at it. You would be.
Yeah, well, this is what the action that I thought they'd go to. You want Gobert to be the guy jumping out? Look at this handle. Splits. Gets there in time.
And the refs say that's it. It's over. Reeves' magic continues this week for LA.
That's the one place you didn't want Rudy Gobert in. Sliding his feet at the top of the key. Great split there by Austin Reeves. And then, again, Dante DiVincenzo, he's up. They don't have time for a pass. So just a great floater there.
I'm sure you get some texts from Luka after this one. And LeBron.
He'll probably tell me I suck because I missed like 14 shots.
Well,
get back, my brother, and LeBron. Everybody get back.
Austin, thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
LaRavia, just take me through the emotions of that moment there and what you saw from your angle as Austin gets into the lane.
He came off the screen, split Gobert, got to his little move that he always does, slow step. And that's Austin Reeves. So, you know, he made the shot. He made a big play. He was making big plays all night. He was 16 assists. He was moving the ball really well. Led the team tonight. He did really well. And we just battled. We battled, and we fought, and we won. So it was a good win. Good road win.
Imagine some additional pleasure for you to see Austin come through in that moment. I know you guys go back a little bit. Take me through kind of the start of the relationship for you and Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I knew him through a teammate that I had when I was in college and kind of lived through him to know AR, and then we ended up signing with the same agency. And we had been talking since I got drafted, really, and came to the Lakers, and now we're teammates, and sharing a court with each other is a special moment.
All right, so you helped him out a little bit tonight. You're red hot from everywhere except for the free throw line.
Goodness gracious.
But
I'll find it one of these games. I'll knock down some free throws.
I think it's fair to say you made up for it from the field, hitting basically every other shot. Where did that rhythm come from, and how hot did you feel once you got going?
It was just one of those nights. I came out, hit my first three, and kept shooting it. They kept dropping. So, I mean, can't really control, you know, the makes and the misses, but I was making them tonight, so I just kept shooting.
Last one for you. A lot of guys out, a lot of playmakers out. What kind of life does that give you, though, that you're able to come together and find a way to win?
This league is all about opportunities, all about next man mentality, and obviously we got a lot of good players out. So it just takes, the role players to kind of step up and take advantage of that, and I think that's what I did tonight.
All right, thanks, Jake.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Jake. And there they are, friends for a while, and now teammates.
The worthy snap.
That is the worthy snap right there.
Worthy snap, right into a worthy clap. Bam! Snap, clap, and snap. Clap and snap.
We got a new one, Rob.
Roll with it. That's a good game. I love that game tonight, man.
Billy Mack just said it. What a run Austin Reeves is on to start this season. Listen, the Lakers shorthanded again in Minnesota. Had a great 3 quarters. They built up a 20-point lead, but a 10-1 run at the end of that third quarter. You sensed Minnesota coming back. But it was a 16-point lead with 6 minutes left. But Minnesota then goes on that 25-1 run. Julius Randle gets that bucket to give Minnesota the lead. But Austin Reeves, the heroics at the end. And I just must say, to lead off, the Lakers had some great contributions from across the board. Even a guy like Nick Smith scoring 7 points in the third quarter. Dalton Connect off the bench. Ayton and Rui, and of course, Jake LaRavia, who we will get to. But the night and the hero, Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, another night for Austin Reeves. Really a nice collective effort from the entire team. The ability to keep the game close in the first half and have a lead, and then to, pad on that was amazing for this team. And as you mentioned, Gita, they had a lot of contributions from other people that I'm sure we're going to talk about. But Austin Reeves delivers, ice in his veins. He's never wavers. They didn't have a lot of versatility in the offense tonight. And he made that pick and roll work a lot tonight. A big mistake by Gobert on that double team when he made that split. But it took Austin Reeves' talent to see that. But, his clutch performance once again, night in and night out. Great leadership on his part as well. Dropping dimes as well.
Yeah, 16 assists.
Scoring. He might be player of the month.
We all yelled when Gobert made that mistake because you saw him come up too high and too wide. And he left that lane, Rob, for Austin Reeves to split. And once he's in that key, he's money.
Well, that's the defensive player of the year for like a couple of years in a row. At his best right there.
Not for perimeter defense, though.
Not at all. And the thing about Austin Reeves, that's his go-to move. And what's really incredible, if you really look at this shot, he's right-handed, right? He shot that off his right leg. So his floater is just that potent that he can shoot it off either leg. And that takes some talent, man.
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier, how he doesn't play above the rim. That kind of affects a lot of people because most people in the NBA are athletic. So when you athletic and you go up against somebody who's not as athletic, you kind of overrun plays, and right there you show you what he can do.
Roller coaster of emotions, like where build a big lead, despite being shorthanded. They cut it all the way down, get ahead with the Randall bucket, and then you got to find a way to, get your guys a shot in those final seconds. How do you go up and down there?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't much of an emotional roller coaster for me. I don't think it was for our guys either. We executed against the zone. We got good shots. Had a couple, offensive rebound, drop-off passes that we just bobbled around the rim, but we actually did a good job executing. And missed some really good threes. There was no break in composure. There was no break in competitive spirit. There was no break in belief of whether or not we could win the game. I thought the guys, those last 2 plays, because they ran zone for 4.5 minutes. So those last 2 plays, to drop 2 plays, one versus man, one versus zone. They ended up running man both times for us to get that execution, get it to the right guy, create an advantage. Both times, really. We had an advantage. Austin was easily going to race that and create a 5-on-4 or a 4-on-3. So I thought that was huge from our guys. I'm so proud of this group right now. Honestly, it's from where we were like 3 weeks ago, where we're discombobulated and guys are missing training camp and guys are modified participants. We're starting to come together. And I've asked a lot of these guys. And I'm asking a lot of them while we're undermanned. And they are delivering. They're delivering. They earned this victory.
Clearly, they were paying a lot of attention to Austin, and he ends up with a career-high tying 16 assists. But for him to, I think he's basically split the double and is able to still score through traffic. Like, what is that moment to peak it? But what does it say about his whole game?
Yeah, that guy is going to show up in the big moments. It's not surprised. He's done that many times in his career. He's done that many times since I've been his coach. Feel very comfortable with him making decisions at late game.
When I guess you have timeout 6.6 seconds left, whatever. At that point, that's where you're referring to drawing off both a play against the zone and against man?
The first one, yeah. So the first one after Randall scored,
right.
We drew up 2 plays, one versus zone, one versus man.
Right.
Then we drew up, after they had a take foul, we drew up another 2 plays.
Okay.
With just a small tweak. That's all it was.
Got it.
For the man version.
And in the man version, generally, obviously the ball in Austin's hand, but what was kind of, if you could describe in a layman's term, kind of what you're looking for? Obviously, he scored, so you got what you were looking for.
I thought those guys did a great job of reading it on the floor. What we were looking for was not going to happen because of how Gobert was playing. So we changed it last second. He was all the way back at the rim, or in the paint, and so we changed it the last second. Austin got the ball, and then DA made a great, quick decision just to come under that ball screen, and Gobert was too far back, and Austin attacked.
JJ, I think you guys had 5 guys in double figures tonight, and one of those guys was Jake. What did you think about his composure and the way he played for you?
Well, very early in his Laker career, but clearly his best game as a Laker. I'm really happy for him, and I know they showed something the other day. I think it was the Amazon video about reference points, and for Jake as a Laker, this game now is a reference point. Not only for the offense, again, he's had 2 of the last 3 games. He's been phenomenal defensively. His activity level, deflections, I'll find out, but he's 6 or 7 deflections tonight. He ended up with, 1 steal and a block, but that doesn't really capture his level of activity defensively. And then just continuing to have confidence in his shot and belief in that was big.
It looked like there were times where he was guarding Julius Randle and wasn't backing down at all. Was that intentional, or that's just on a switch? Where Jake was guarding Julius it looked like he was on him.
Yeah, it's our switching
quite
group.
a bit.
It's our switching group.
Well, Austin, it's not your first buzzer beater, but for the Lakers, but just considering all the circumstances and the week that you've had and everything that's kind of been on the shoulders, your teammates, how does all of that hit you after you saw the ball go up in the air?
That one felt good. For obvious reasons we won, but last time we were in this building, I had a shot to tie it in the corner in the playoffs with Game 4 and missed. Let me tell you, that feeling sucks. And we had a comfortable lead in the 4th. I wouldn't say comfortable. Nothing's comfortable in the NBA anymore. But we had a lead in the 4th, and they did a good job getting back into it. Take the lead with 10 seconds to go, and it's easy not to. It's easy to be down on yourself and frustrated. There were some plays in the 4th that I wish I didn't make and that I made, a couple turnovers, and just to have that opportunity to get us a big road win, obviously with a lot of people hurt, it's special, but like I said out there, we wouldn't have been in that position if it wasn't for everybody that chipped in tonight. Jake was monstrous. I think that's the best basketball game I've seen him play since he's been in the league. But you could go down the list. It wasn't just him, and even though I struggled offensively, putting the ball in the basket, we didn't let that frustrate us. They kept hooping and kept encouraging me to go do what I do.
JJ was telling us that in the timeouts late, there's a play against the zone, there's a play against man, but can you walk us through when you get the ball, you see Gobert come in, how you kind of decide to split the double, like what's going through your head in the time? I know it's instinct, but can you walk us through that last play?
Yeah, they did a good job. The play we were trying to run, they did a good job, kind of killing the play early. Jaden pushed me out to a position that I didn't want to catch it, but got the ball and seen DA running up for a screen. Did a good job sprinting into it, so that Rudy had to, try to follow suit so he could be, you know, up to touch on the screen. And with him running full speed towards me and me running towards him, I have the, you know, edge on being able to, you know, go both ways. And, you know, when I seen him on the outside, you know, obviously, like you said, it's instincts. Got by him, and then seeing DiVincenzo, you know, set up for a charge. So I couldn't get all the way to the rim, and just got to a good spot and put up a good floater.
Honestly.
Good to see you work.
Good to have a job. I want you to be honest right now. No LeBron, no Luka. How much is this on you, not to just score, but to lead the team when you have two of the other stars out? And don't give me that old...
I mean, obviously, even when they're playing, I put a, you know, big responsibility on myself. You know, it's different responsibilities, obviously, because, you know, they do so much for our team. But when we don't have them, the responsibility changes. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's physically, it's a little more. But, you know, I'm always mentally trying to figure out how I can help with them too and without them too. So it's definitely different in the sense of, you know, how I have to play and how I have to, you know, conduct myself. I can't get frustrated because, you know, at that time, you know, everybody's looking at me. And in those situations, you know, you have to, you know, be calm, be confident, and, you know, lead your guys through. Like I said, you know, they had we were up, I think, 10 or so, and they went on a run, and it's not hard to, you know, kind of crumble in those situations, but you got to keep the energy high. You got to keep the spirit high. And, but saying all that, everybody, not just them two, please come back.